Hey everyone, talking about 3 reasons why I no longer spray fragrance on my neck. I won't say I literally never do, but it's 95% of the time I don't. So yeah, just gonna, well, first of all, I'll say that this is just about things that worked for me or didn't work, not at all trying to say this is the right way to do things or not do things. I don't like when I watch reviewers and they talk about things in a very prescriptive way that's just like, this is just because they think something or works for them, it automatically is going to be the same for others. So yeah, not telling you what to do, but these are reasons that you may or may not agree with. One, it is much easier to go nose blind to a fragrance if you spray it on your neck or like anywhere kind of, right that close on your skin near your nose. And I've noticed even way much more so than if it's even like on your shirt, and kind of like right here or whatever. And if you're not familiar with nose blind, that's when you are so, your nose is taking so much of a fragrance that it kind of filters it out. And that may sound weird, but it's kind of like how there's certain things you might smell in your environment, like say your own house, that you don't think your household, your space has a smell or whatever, and then somebody else comes over and they can smell it, or like when you're on vacation, you come back, or like how you don't really notice your nose, in front of your eyes or whatever, because your eyes are so used to seeing it that it just kind of like blocks it out. It's not just like a thing, like some people think they claim this, like it's an actual scientific thing. So yeah, very easy to go nose blind. And there's a couple problems with that to me. One, I want to be able to smell my fragrance, so that's not good. Two, I want to be appropriate with the amount I wear. And I want to know if it's something like, okay, can other people smell it? Like, cool. Or I don't want to feel like, oh no, they can't smell it. And so I overcompensate by spraying more. And then it turns out I'm choking people out. And I also don't want it to be like, I just don't know either way, so I don't wear enough. Because it's like, yeah, sometimes I'm just wearing something for myself, and sometimes I'm also wearing something that it's like, okay, I like it, and I would love to get a compliment for this. So yeah, nose blind is the first reason. Second, this is going to sound ridiculous. I don't know if this is something anybody else really does commonly, but it has happened to me way too much. It's, for some reason, I'm often accidentally spraying, like I don't know how, but it'll end up like practically spraying almost into my ear. It's like on my cheek, like in my eye. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is happening, and it's not like, oh, every single time, but often when I think like, okay, yeah, that's good, like I guess because it's like certain atomizers and bottles spray things out at different levels, so if I'm kind of used to using one and then I do that same level of pressure or force or pointing it whatever way with a different bottle, suddenly it'll kind of not get in exactly the way I want, so I don't like how it can just end up places that I really don't want it, and just maybe that doesn't happen to most people, but it's happened to me way too many times with neck spraying. 3, so yeah, this is definitely going to sound very vain, but I think a lot of people wear fragrance because they want to come across a certain way anyway. I had read a lot of stuff about how fragrance, particularly ones that have like an alcohol base, cause a lot of advanced, like earlier wrinkling and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to think like, oh, I'm gonna, like I already have plenty of wrinkles, and not thinking, oh, I'm not gonna have that or whatever. But if I can kind of not make that come on faster, since I also am into skincare, like, yeah, I'd rather just wear it like a little bit lower, like literally right here instead, and kind of avoid that, especially because that means it's aging your skin prematurely, and that's just not good for it anyway. But yeah, these are my main reasons. And also I've just really, another reason actually too is that, well, number 4, that then I can wear something, and if it's on my shirt, I can wear it, and then if I want to, if I'm going somewhere else, so I don't want to be wearing it anymore, I want to wear something else, I can just change the shirt instead of it. Like, it's hard to scrub something off your neck, so I guess that's a bonus reason why I don't really like neck spraying. But yeah, I never used to do clothes, actually, when I first started spraying fragrance. I think I saw some snobby frag head one time say something like, oh, looking down on people spraying on their clothes, and I was like, oh, I guess that's bad or something like that. So I didn't for a while, and then I got back into it, and it's like, oh, this has been so nice. I love it's everything about it. It's easier. I notice I don't go nose blind to it as much. Easier to just kind of like switch it on and off. And yeah, I also find that it can be a better gauge to me of testing longevity, to then like smell the shirt later after it's been off for a while and stuff like that, and see, granted, it's not going to behave the same as your skin, but it's like more noticeable to come back to it because you're away from it a little bit more. But yeah, these are my reasons, and I'm curious if anybody else doesn't spray on your neck, if you have any separate reason either.